What if everything we've been seeing isn't the full story? What if the moments we replay, the glances we slow down, the smiles we analyze frame by frame, are only fragments of something much bigger? Something quietly unfolding just beyond what we're allowed to see. At first, no one thought twice about it. When Song Weilong and Zhao Jinmai appeared together, it felt simple, professional, expected, even predictable. Two talented actors sharing the same project, delivering convincing performances, building the kind of on-screen chemistry that audiences love but rarely question. It was effortless, clean, exactly what it needed to be. But then something shifted, not dramatically, not in a way that demanded attention. In fact, it was the opposite. It was subtle, almost invisible, unless you were really paying attention. A glance that lingered just a second too long. A pause that felt slightly out of rhythm. The way his eyes seemed to soften, almost unconsciously, whenever they landed on her. And suddenly, what once felt ordinary didn't feel ordinary anymore. Fans began to notice patterns, small, delicate details that didn't quite align with the idea of just co-stars. It wasn't just eye contact. It was a kind of eye contact that felt focused, intentional, like he wasn't just looking at her, but seeing her in a way that went beyond the moment. And then there was his posture, subtle shifts in attention, the way his body would angle slightly toward her, even in group settings, the way his expressions changed, not dramatically, but enough to suggest something quieter, something more instinctive, as if his awareness of her wasn't something he could easily switch off. And Zhao Jinmai, she didn't disrupt that energy. Instead, she met it gently, carefully. Her reactions often carried a quiet composure, but layered beneath it was something softer, a hint of shyness, perhaps, or maybe restraint, the kind that comes from knowing people are watching and choosing not to reveal too much. Together, they created something difficult to define, not loud, not obvious, but undeniably present. And that's what made people pause. Because when something feels real, it doesn't need to be exaggerated. It exists in the spaces between words, in the moments no one tries to perform. That's where the speculation began to grow. Clips started circulating. Edits, slow motion breakdowns, side-by-side comparisons. Fans weren't just watching anymore, they were observing. And what they found wasn't a single moment, but a pattern, consistent eye contact, synchronized reactions, micro-expressions that seemed to mirror each other in ways that felt unplanned, too natural to be scripted, too subtle to be staged. But then, another layer of mystery appeared. Some fans began to notice something else, not in what was shown, but in what wasn't. Certain behind-the-scenes clips felt shorter than expected. Moments that seemed like they should continue suddenly cut away. Interactions that appeared in unofficial footage never made it into official releases. It raised a quiet but persistent question. Are we seeing everything? Or are we only seeing what we're meant to see? In an industry where image is carefully managed, where narratives are shaped long before they reach the public, this wouldn't be surprising. Production teams don't just create stories on screen. They control how those stories exist off-screen as well, because perception matters. If the focus shifts too far away from the project and onto the individuals, it can change how audiences engage. It can blur lines that are meant to stay clear. So sometimes things are adjusted, not erased completely, just softened, trimmed, redirected, enough to maintain balance. But here's the irony. The more something feels controlled, the more people start looking for what's missing. And in the case of Song Weilong and Zhao Jinmai, that sense of missing pieces has only made the story feel more compelling, because what remains visible still carries weight. Their interactions don't feel forced. They don't feel like carefully rehearsed moments designed for attention. They feel easy, like two people who understand each other, without needing to say much at all. And maybe that's why it resonates. Because audiences are incredibly sensitive to authenticity. We recognize it, even when we can't fully explain it. A glance that lingers just a little too long. A smile that appears without intention. A silence that feels comfortable instead of empty. These are not grand gestures, but they're powerful. Still, it's important to hold on to perspective. Actors spend long hours together. They build trust. They learn each other's rhythms. And sometimes That connection translates into something that feels deeply real, even if it exists only within the context of their work. Not every meaningful interaction points to something beyond it, but not every interaction can be easily explained away either. And that's where the mystery lives. Because neither Song Weilong nor Zhao Jinmai has addressed these interpretations directly. No confirmations, no denials, just silence. And silence can mean many things. Privacy, professionalism, or simply the decision to let people see what they want to see. Either way, it leaves space. Space for curiosity, for interpretation, for imagination. So what are we really witnessing? A beautifully executed professional connection that feels real because it's built on genuine trust, or something quieter, deeper, unfolding just beneath the surface, hidden in plain sight? Maybe the truth doesn't need to be revealed to be felt. Because sometimes the most powerful stories aren't the ones that are told clearly. They're the ones that exist in fragments, in glances, in pauses, in moments that pass so quickly, you almost miss them until you don't. And once you see them, you can't unsee them. So now the question isn't just what's happening between them. It's how much of it we're actually meant to understand. Because maybe, just maybe, what we're seeing is real, but not complete. And perhaps that's exactly why it keeps us watching. So what do you think? Are these just coincidences, shaped by perspective and imagination, or is there something more quietly unfolding behind the scenes? Share your thoughts below. And if this story made you look a little closer, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay with us for the next mystery waiting to be uncovered.